I broke his orbital eye socket, so it was a grave bodily injury. He went down. I had to pay for his surgery. And yeah, man. And so that was the whole process there, was building it up. Not to mention we have, you have some of the tier 1 units coming in and they're doing their stuff and scoping it out because they're using it as a lily pad.
Lily pad?
Yeah, kind of like a to leapfrog to,
Oh, understood.
Little lily pad, because they're coming from Djibouti, right? So a lot of those, they just fly right across the little channel there in a helicopter and see what's up. And so that was that situation. And coming back from there, felt good, man. So right downtown, and now we're kind of kicking back off, going into another workup. And, I had a couple little friction points with getting arrested once, coming back. And
how long were you in Yemen?
7 months, about.
Okay, so
six and some change.
So you come back and now you're getting into trouble.
Yeah, once, but then, right the ship, little kind of like incident downtown, and then right the ship, and then locked on as fuck. Then this year going into this, I was like peaking as far as my professionally. And this is what I say, when you're peaking, bro, be careful, because that's when you have to lock it on even more. And that's what I learned. That's what I fucking preach and bang the drum on.
You're starting to think your shit doesn't stink.
Yeah, and you just lose perspective of what got you there, right? Yeah. What got you to the peak. You start to get a little, those speed wobbles, and the momentum was picking up looking back. I was so focused on, and I was getting accolades and attaboys and early promotions. Now I was like the earliest promoted out of my group. I was already, in E6 pretty much in less than 4 years. And now I'm up for like an LPO position, whatever. I'm like, bro. And 2 weeks after my promotion, dude, I get arrested for that shit in the bar.
What happened there?
So I hit a guy in a bar. One time, man. That's all it takes, right? One time, one decision like that.
Why'd you hit him?
He said something smart, on the way out, dude. And it had been building all night. Come to find out, I didn't know why the situation was. I was in town by myself in Idaho on a JTAC trip, and I was there on a date with a chick who he didn't like the fact I was there with her. Oh. Yeah, and so that was the backstory. Yeah. And so I didn't really understand that kind of. But like I said, I'm no victim. I read the situation was tense. I didn't give a fuck. Didn't leave, right? There was multiple times where I could have not put myself in a bad situation, right? And then walking out, he like kind of, gave a little, kind of one of those things. And dude, I just hit him once, and he went down like a sack of potatoes. But I broke his orbital eye socket, so it was a grave bodily injury. He went down. I had to pay for his surgery. He almost lost his eye, man. Like, it was like a whole thing. He's fine. He's fucking fine. He's fine. And but dude, I went to jail. Now I got aggravated assault. Now I have them sending people.
So they arrest you there.
Yeah. So it was toast for me. The card on file. I knew I was toast. And
do you get kicked? Like, this is what blows my mind. Apparently, you didn't get kicked out of the Navy SEALs for this.
I was fighting the case. So technically, I'm not convicted of anything yet, right? So that was I was like, dude, I can't take a felony, which was actually the leverage, because, bro, I was willing to risk 15 years in prison, which is what the fucking maximum was for not a felony. That's how serious I took my SEAL career. Because if I took a felony, I was done.
You're done.
I was toast. So I was like, well, they're going to pay me in the corner. I have to take it to the fucking box. I got to take it to trial.
What was SEAL leadership saying about all this?
They were like, because they saw it on video, dude. I had, it was on video. They put me, I had to go to boards, and everyone's like, oh, man.
Nice shot.
They're like, damn, well, at least your SEAL skills aren't in question, bro, because it was a brutal punch. It was like one of those times where you you hit a baseball and it feels like nothing. That's when I was like, oh, no. I didn't have a scratch. My hand was fine. It was one of those.
And clean shot.
It was like, too clean. So I got demoted, right? I took a demotion. Now I'm like pulled out of the platoon for a little bit, but then they're starting to see, I went to the little anger management classes and stuff, and they see, dude,
you went to anger management classes?
Yeah, I was like, hey, can I go to anger? I was trying to show, man, for the courts.
That's not Navy SEAL anger management, that's regular
Well, no, I went and spoke to the psychologist for Naval Special Warfare.
No shit.
I was doing all that shit, and getting down to the roots, man. Yeah. Why I'm so angry, apparently.
God, so many feelings bottled up.
So many feelings, man. But they saw that, okay, it was kind of dragging along, and they said the plea deal was 6 + 3, 6 years in prison plus 3 was my plea deal. So
that's what they offered.
Yeah, and they offered And I said, well, I can't do that. Plus, I'm getting sued by the guy for like a fucking $500,000 at the time. So I got stressed for days, bro. I'm like, man, I'm stressing. But they allowed me to keep training. But meanwhile, I'm still flying back to Idaho for these court dates. And they keep kicking the can down the road. And this is like the divine intervention of stuff. The judge retires. So they have to kick the can down the road a little more. Then another judge picks it up. Now the lawyer who really wanted my ass, he quit. He quits and goes somewhere else. There's like all these things happening in my favor, which I didn't understand at the time. I have a really expensive attorney in Idaho who's like a badass. John Cox, I love you, bro. And he was like, plugged in through some contacts, even in SEALs, who are connected.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.